YouTube, we're angry today. Riot fucked up big time. But let's talk about in detail exactly why am I angry. All right, so we're gonna talk about the 8.11 agent updates, and they are crazy to say the least. So if you don't know what's happening, or if you're just curious about my opinion, let's go straight up and just talk about those changes. So 8.11 agent updates, not all of the changes are apparently in this article, so there's gonna still be something around posted next week. But yeah, hi friends, Alice here. Patch 8.11, we're going to be making some updates to a few duelists and a controller. Since we know these changes may affect the way you play the game, we wanted to give you a preview of these changes so you have some time to look them over and they theory craft before the next patch. That's for me. Alright, agent updates. For some context, this update is aimed to allow other duelists to compete with agents like Jet and Raze that excel at taking space for the team through sheer speed and mobility. I'm kinda glad that they're just like fully ignoring Yoru, because so at least he doesn't get a nerf, you know? These changes provide more ability for duelists to take space for their team and to be tip of the spear through their own unique playstyles, whether it's stronger pure dueling ability like ISO, a mixture of speed and evasion in combat like Neon, or Reyna's blend of being able to recover and escape from combat. Now, they said that Reyna is gonna get a rework to be more team orientated, right? Keep that in mind for later. You don't want to miss that. All right. So, all right. ISO is receiving a strict buff this patch because he's underperforming across all skill brackets. Maybe the players are playing ISO are just shit. Leaning into increasing ISO's signature ability output is intended to make ISO more reliable at challenging contested spaces and winning opening duels by granting his shield immediately after channeling this ability, his ability. The ISO's buff will also remain active and orbs will still spawn should he lose his shield and secure a kill during double taps uptime. Shooting the orbs will refresh the duration of the buff and the shield. So double tap, the ability that typically you activated it, you get a kill, you get a shield, you go aim training and you get a shield for it, right? So now it works completely differently. ISO now grants himself a shield upon finishing a 1 second animation during which he can't use his gun. So essentially you're just going, you get a shield for 1 second. Right, so you just activate it and you have a shield. So this essentially changes everything. This essentially changes everything about how you play ISO. Because now you can actually run into this site with an additional HP buff. It's like kinda like we can consider him having 185 HP when he's running onto a site, because he's fully negating like first shot, right? So like he's gonna negate like a phantom body shot. That's why I added 35 HP to it. That's essentially how it works, right? Display a shield forming sound at the end of the channel when the shield is activated. So people get notified. So let's say you're attacking A side on Ascent, and in front of that you go bing, and people know, oh, he activated his shield, he's gonna go in, right? So now instead of one double tap, instead of two double taps, you get one double tap. Kill reset added to double tap. So that means that if you get 2 kills, you get another double tap, so you get another shield that you can channel again, right? So ISO now receives a wall penetration tag instead of a standard heavy penetration tag when the shield is broken. This means he's slowed less upon his shield breaking, which helps into entering the site, right? So when you're going into the site because you charge your wall and you get hit by it, that means that you're not slowed as much as a normal bullet penetration, right? So you're not getting slowed as much as a normal bullet damage, which is really helpful. Additionally, ISO now gets a damage indicator towards the direction of the enemy that broke the shield. Also gives you informations, right? When the shield is broken, when you're getting spammed from a smoke, for example. ISO can now recast double tap while it's active to refresh the duration of the shield. This is relevant if he gets a refresh charge of his double tap from getting 2 kills. But they didn't say how long is the shield, because before, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but if he gets the shield is active for the entirety of the round till the shield breaks, right? Or am I misremembering? Didn't play ISO for like a long time. It was like 12 seconds, was it? Oh, okay. Well, he can just refresh it basically by using it a second time. But they didn't say if he has to use that 1 second channeling. So, yeah. I mean, okay, it's a big buff. It changes the way you're gonna play him. He's gonna be much better as an operator player if you want to peek out on defense because you have more health and you ignore the first shot essentially. But it doesn't change much. His wall is still kind of poop. So yeah, it's this is not the best. But there's one unspoken change here that actually makes it a big change. So what you can do is you can charge your double tap, get the shield, and then ult someone. So you can literally always go into your ult with a shield. And that's a big buff for the ultimate. Right? That is actually pretty big change. That is actually pretty big change that makes it much better. And because of that, his ult rounds are gonna be very scary for anyone who's gonna fight him. You're gonna probably buff your ult percentage by like 25%, I would say, maybe even more, because that's just much stronger now, much stronger. But I don't know if you get a refresh of the shield if you kill someone in the ult. They didn't say anything about that, but that's okay. I mean, it's a buff, doesn't change much, but it's a buff for ISO. So, all right, now Neon, those are insane changes. So we want to sharpen Neon as an agent who excels at taking mobile fights directly to her opponents by buffing the unique value she brings to the table. We've made her slide more effective at sliding directly into opponents by making it more combat ready and by removing all weapon movement error when sliding, as well as few other changes. The updates to her fast lane, so the wall, are intended to make fights around her wall dropping feel more intuitive for Neon's allies while reducing the visual noise it creates in the game. Sharpening her relay bolt to be, so the stun, to be a more premium and reliable one-charge ability is intended to allow Neon to have more success when she does decide to commit to a fight with her slide, as well as make some room for the second slide change. Fast lane C dissipates from behind to minimize visual noise in this combat space while giving cover for Neon. So essentially, how you can understand this is that it's gonna, from what I at least understand, right, is the wall is gonna disappear in a different way. So for now, for example, let's say this is the wall, right? The wall goes from here to here. So the first thing that's gonna disappear is gonna be it's gonna be the back side of the wall, right? Let's say this is the wall. Let's use blue for it. So this is the wall, and the wall is gonna start disappearing from the back of it, like gradually, right? It's gonna gradually disappear, and before she was just going down, like the entire wall was just going down instantly. So you had the wall, and then suddenly the entire wall just goes down like this. So this will make it more natural to progress and scale up with the wall, which I do consider a buff, because it's easier to follow the Neon with that. You don't deny that many information, that many informations when you go with it, right? So I think that's a pretty nice update on it. Fast lane audio has been updated to travel with the fade out of the wall. So it's like an, you know, it just goes away. Wall duration from 6 seconds to 4 seconds, but the dissolve duration is increased from 1 second to 2 seconds. So essentially, we're gonna have to see how it looks exactly in the game, but to like judging by this, it's gonna be shorter duration by 1 second on the wall, but it's gonna be more natural to fight around it. So yeah, I think that's a good change, right? But now the crazy changes are here in the sprint high gear. Neon no longer has a strafe speed reduced while sprinting. That's crazy. That's just insane. You're gonna be strafing full speed on sprint. That's absolutely insane. It adds so much to the way that you can check corners with it. It's absolutely incredible, because there was a 33% debuff on it, on the speed when you were strafing. So that allows you to be more mobile. Like, it's when you're gonna be sprinting, it's gonna be even more annoying to shoot at a Neon. You don't have to like be So what does this change, right? What does the change for I turned off Valorant. Oh god damn it. Wait, Valorant. I'm gonna go into the game to also show you. But the thing is, what does this change for Neons is that in the past you would have to like change your direction you're looking at to essentially be as fast with the sprint as long as you run. So you never actually pressed strafe when you're like running around, right? So now you're gonna be able to just run around and strafe whatever, however you want. This limits or actually lowers the skill floor for new Neon agents because you don't have to like practice only running forward and looking with your mouse everywhere to change the direction you're running at. So this lowers the skill floor very, very, very much, you know? So, and yeah, remember, the sprint is also used while ulting. So when she's gonna be ulting, she's gonna be strafing with the ult fully accurate while having the ult. That is 100% accurate if you're not jumping. So this is insane buff. Both ISO and Neon get a buff accidentally also on the ult. The fuel regen is nuts. You're gonna be running all the time. You're gonna be running all the time. From 1 minute to 20 seconds, guys. It's insane. It's insane, right? And also you get 2 slides instead of 1. The second slide gets 150 creds. So essentially you're gonna have 2 slides every round because you're gonna always buy it. That's like, I wonder what's gonna be also the timer between the slides. Like how fast can you double slide? They didn't say anything about that, so I don't know. But if it's gonna be like, if you can double slide instantly while changing the direction, for example, so you can do like a woo woo, you know, like a 45-degree like angle change or a 90-degree angle change with the second slide. That's gonna be insane. That's gonna be absolutely bonkers. I don't know if it's gonna be possible because they didn't say anything about it, but I imagine it might be a possibility, you know? So all right, so next, Neon removes all weapon movement error while sliding. So last time when I played Neon, my chat told me that you were able to shoot like almost instantly accurate 2 bullets middle of the slide. Now you're just gonna be fully accurate while sliding with all of your bullets when it comes to movement error. The only error that you're gonna get when it comes to accuracy is gonna be the ones that you have from shooting too many bullets. So insane buff, absolutely insane. I don't think there's even a point in using a judge anymore on a slide, unless it's gonna be close quarters and you know where exactly you go. Like for example, you go into hookah or you go into lamps. But also consider one more thing, because she can have 2 slides, right? Because you're gonna have 2 slides, what you can do is, for example, let's say bind. In bind, you're gonna be able to run into hookah, slide in, right? You're gonna be able to slide into hookah, get 1 check, and then go out of hookah and slide again onto the side. That is bonkers. Like you're able to check essentially 2 phases of a round because of that. Same goes here. You're able to like slide into showers, check corner, and then slide out of showers and go again. Like you can actually initiate a lot. And now also remember that the ultimate is refreshing your slide. So if they didn't change that and they didn't say anything about changing that, that means that you should be getting 3 slides. And maybe if it's bugged, you're gonna get 4. Who knows? So you're gonna be insane on Neon. It's crazy. But that's not even like the movement accuracy is insane, right? But also look at this. Equip out of the slide from fast to instant. So how to understand that? Slide equip buffer. It's 200 milliseconds. After sliding, there's 200 milliseconds before her gun goes out. Guys, Headhunter is the fastest equipped gun in the game. it equips almost instantly, right? And equipping that gun is 375 milliseconds. 375. Equipping the gun on Neon is gonna take 200 milliseconds. You slide, you instantly shoot. That's about it. You slide and you shoot instantly. And you have no movement penalty, just the shooting penalty on the guns. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts, and I'm gonna definitely try out playing Neon for some time and see how that feels in the game, because this is bonkers, you know? And now Relay Bolt. This is the one thing that you can consider maybe a nerf, because you're gonna have only one stun, but the stun gets a significant buff. So wind up delay. What does that mean? That means that when the stun goes woo, bam, and then it goes wee, bam, those two stuns are gonna activate faster. Right now, the activation of that stun, when it has the circle around it, is taking 1.1 second. Now it's gonna take not even 1 second, right? It's gonna take 800 milliseconds to activate the stun. This is a significant buff. Why? Think about it this way. An average non-gamer human reaction time is 275 milliseconds. I, a 39-year-old gamer, has an average reaction time, if I slept well, around 170 milliseconds. I would say I have a decent reaction time, like a pretty decent one. And that's gonna be, let's take this as an average. So you have a twice as you have essentially a buffer of 2 reaction times on the stun. It's pretty big. It's pretty big, and the duration of the stun is extended by half a second. So, you know, this is crazy stuff, you know? It's crazy stuff. But now, guys, I'm the official Reyna hater, right? Everyone knows, literally everyone knows, every single caster, every single analyst, every single host knows that I hate Reyna. I despise this agent, and I think it's a game design mistake that she is in the game. She ruins it. She ruins the game. So when I heard that she's gonna get a rework towards more team-based gameplay, I was like hopeful that we're gonna get a nice buff. Sorry, nice rework. Kinda like in a direction of maybe some Yoru reworks, right? They were absolutely on point, right? But now let's read what they did to Reyna, okay? And let's talk about that. Reyna is receiving both buffs and nerfs this patch to reshape the power of her kit. The goal of the changes is to reduce the level of dominance she can achieve in ranked, especially at low and mid ranks, when outperforming her enemies while pushing some of her value in coordinated settings. Healing has proven very strong statistically in ranked, with higher impact at low and mid ranks. This change should reduce her ability to snowball round over round in these settings. Removing the time restrictions on her Devour and Empress, so on heal and on the ult, should allow you more flexibility to play at your team's pace and increase the baseline value of both in coordinated play where rounds play out slower. Dismiss, so the escape mechanism, has been retuned to provide a greater movement speed boost but has a shorter duration. Oh, interesting. So that should be a nerf, no? This should reward decisive and skillful Reyna players by unlocking faster and more powerful combat repositioning. We'll be tracking how these updates affect Reyna across all different skill levels and settings of play. So let's read the changes, guys. Very excited to see how they change Reyna. Let's zoom in. Devour. Healing decreased from 100 to 50. Full heal time reduced from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. And overheal of armor no longer decays after timer. So, let's say I go into a gunfight. I have 150 HP. I get a kill and I got 2 bullets to my chest from a Vandal, which is 80. So she gets to 70 HP. She heals to 120 and her armor stays for the entirety of that round. And not only that, this line right here says that you're gonna heal faster than before. This doesn't mean that the duration of the heal... Oh, wait, never mind. No. It's gonna be the same speed because yeah. So the speed should be the same because the heal is smaller amount. Is it gonna be the same? So it's 100 to 50, so by 50%. So you heal per second a 33. So it's actually slower heal. It's actually slower here because you heal 33 by a second on the old, and now you heal 25 per second. So it's actually slow. So it's a nerf on the speed of the heal, but it stays. So I would consider this an actual buff. Because you can start a round with no armor, you get a one-tap on someone, and you get 1,000 credits for free. Essentially. So I consider this a buff in most of the cases. Okay? Now dismiss. Top speed increased from from 9.1 meters per second to 12 meters per second. Now I would like to show you something in the neon changes because her sprint speed is 911 meters, right? So Reyna's dismiss speed was just the speed of neon sprint, and now the dismiss speed, so when she's gonna be floating around going, it's faster by 33%. She is moving faster in the dismiss than a neon is sprinting. The duration of the dismiss got reduced from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds. So your first impression will be like, oh yeah, it got nerfed because it's shorter, right? But not really. Because you're gonna reach the same exact distance, but you're gonna do it faster. So this is a straight up buff. This is a semi buff, and none of those things change how you play with a teammate. There's not a single change how you play with a team here, because what this allows you to do is essentially you can just go onto the side faster, like a semi dash. Okay, so you can enter if you get a kill, and you can literally just go onto side and just not care about anyone else in your team, essentially, right? Because you don't need them if you get that kill. Empress no longer has a timer and is a permanent until Reyna is killed or the round ends, which is a straight up buff. So Riot, for fuck's sake, what the fuck is going on?
You were the chosen one. It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them. Bring balance to the Force.
You were meant to destroy Reyna, not join her. What the fuck is going on, guys? We don't need this. I don't get it.
What is happening?
I don't get it. She was meant to be reworked to make her a more team-oriented agent. The people who made those changes, I legit don't think they play the same game as us in this case. This change is making her
Senpai,
even more egoistic
can't hold it anymore.
than she is right now. She is gonna be even more selfish right now than before. I might legit just play some Reyna for some change, because she's even better than before. The previous rework of Reyna, people thought that it's a nerf. I literally, the day of the patch notes that dropped from the 4 orbs to 2 orbs, I literally said on the day that the patch notes dropped that this is a buff. And I wasn't wrong. And I'm not going to be wrong right here. This is a instant buff for every single Reyna. And every single Reyna is like, yeah, I mean, no reason to play anything else. She's now better than she was before. And there's nothing changing about the way that you will play her. She's still the same exact agent. She just got better numbers. It's insane. I don't get it. This might actually even worsen the problem. We might actually have even more Reynas now in ranked. Where are the nerfs? Are we considering nerfing the heal? That's the nerf? Because the higher level you go, the higher level of ranked you go. I'm not even talking about pro play. She's not gonna be picked in pro play anyway with this stuff. Like, this doesn't affect the pro play in any way. But in ranked, the higher you go, the more you use dismiss than heal. So when you're gonna be playing Reyna at a higher rank, you're actually gonna feel better than pre-patch. This is incredible. For every single Immortal and Radiant Reyna player, this is like a straight up buff because they use the dismiss more than the heal. And the Empress is, round starts, you press Empress. That's it. This only affects the lower ranks. All of those changes only affect the lower ranks because the healing is smaller. But it doesn't change anything else. And on higher level, she actually gets more buffs than anything else. And she's just better than before. Like, I don't know, man. I'm pissed. And let's just jump to Raze. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't fucking understand. It's 4 years of this shit. 4 years of Reyna destroying ranked experience for everyone because some fucker is playing an agent that doesn't belong in the game because you get rewarded for making stupid moves. You get rewarded for playing stupid off angles because you can instant dismiss, and now you're gonna be going, you're gonna be going, oh boy, even faster. It's crazy. It's nuts. I don't fucking understand this. It makes no sense. So yeah, good luck with higher pick rate of Reyna in higher ranks. All right, Raze. She was meant to be gutted. No big changes. So essentially, they changed their satchels. Raze satchels no longer explode for damage knockback upon opponent destruction, which is a straight up buff against ciphers. Because now you can just throw a satchel and you're gonna always destroy the cipher trip unless the cipher recalls the trap. Because before, if the cipher had like a good reaction time, the cipher could have shot the satchel to deny it dealing damage so the trap stays up. Now the satchels always destroy the traps if they stay with the trap there. Now this is we cannot really talk about how much of the velocity change is changing, is actually like how big that changes, because we don't see it. It just said that it's reduced. Horizontal velocity when satcheling has been slowed. We're gonna see it in game, and then definitely a nerf, right? But we'll see how much it affects actual Raze players. And the satchel audio explosion is updated because they always do that, and yeah, maybe. So yeah. And then we have Clove changes. I actually didn't read this before. So while we're excited with how Clove has been immediately relevant in ranked, I wonder why. And how much you're enjoying playing them. Yeah, for sure. Their performance in ranked play is stronger than we'd like. We're trimming some extreme external power from the selfish. Oh, really? Kinda like Reyna-like approach. Duelist-oriented outputs while preserving the controller leaning power in the kit. Pick me up, heal. Cost from 100 to 200, duration to... I mean, it was already shit. The duration was already shit. Now it's almost like, what the fuck? It's even shorter. Whatever. Yeah. Not dead yet. The ult cost from 7 to 8. Unequipped equip delay by 100 milliseconds. Clove ultimates will no longer survive the fighting state if they get smoke assist. Oh, okay. This is a straight up nerf. So yeah, I mean, okay. This is not a big deal. It was already short, so that's almost not affecting anyone. And this is And that's about it. And like this is a straight up nerf. So yeah. To explain a question from chat right now, what it means with the Raze satchel. Raze satchels no longer explode for damage knockback upon opponent's destruction. That means that when opponent... Oh, wait, I think I misunderstood it. Raze satchel no longer explode for damage knockback upon opponent's Oh, okay. So what I said, scratch what I said about about the cipher traps. I have understood it the other way. What it means, and thank you chat for paying attention to that, because my non-nativeness came in play here. I understood it that it cannot be destroyed with damage, but it's actually the other way. So when your opponent will destroy the satchel, it doesn't deal damage and a knockback. So you can literally make a Raze not have a movement thing. So you can react to the trap. So it doesn't change much still, because for the ciphers, right? If you're a cipher and you see a satchel next to your trip, right? If you see a satchel next to your trip, there's a trip here on the wall, and there's a satchel somewhere like somewhere on there's a satchel gonna be somewhere on next to your trip. The activation of the satchel is, if I remember correctly, like around 800 milliseconds or something like that. So in that time, you could have shot it to destroy it so it doesn't deal any damage and the trap is saved. Now what it can happen is that this satchel is armed and you can still destroy it and it still doesn't deal damage. But if the Raze just activates the satchel right after arming it, then it will destroy the trap anyway. So it doesn't really change much, you know? But yeah. Anyway, that's about it, what I have to say. I am incredibly disappointed with the Reyna changes. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. This is the Neon. People will be so mad at the Neon. She's gonna get nerfed after this. Like this. There's no way that this sprint stays this way. There's no way that she will have 2 slides unless there's some incredible nerfs. And if it turns out that you can slide into slide almost instantly, you're gonna abuse that stuff so much, it's actually crazy. So there's a very real possibility that those Neon changes are gonna be very quickly dealt with, and we're gonna see another change of Neon in 2 weeks, because this is nuts. But we'll see in game, okay? And we'll see with full patch notes with another video. Thanks for watching, and share your opinion in replies, or if you disagree with me, also share your opinion with a comment. Love you all. Bye bye. See ya.